Alright, so what is going on, everyone? It's been a very long time. It's been over a year since the last SBK video. So, and I didn't go this year, just, I don't know, I'd have to ride the whole way, and I kind of just, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it this year, and ended up staying. But as you can see, I picked something up on Craigslist. So I figured I'd go ahead and make a video, share with you guys my most recent purchase. So you're looking at a 2007 Harley Dyna Street Bob. Picked it up, 13,000 miles on it. I believe he was the second owner. So this thing has quite a few upgrades on it, and I actually have a lot more stuff in my apartment. So anyways, we got upgraded shocks. These things are progressive shocks. I don't really know like the specs on them or anything because they were already on the bike. Everything that you see was already on the bike when I bought it. And then we got the rear passenger pegs, and then my mid-control pegs, as well as the shifter, and then some highway pegs, all aftermarket from Harley Davidson. Alright, so moving over here, I don't think that there's like an aftermarket air filter or anything. I'm pretty sure like everything is stock performance wise other than the suspension. But yeah, we got the 96 cubic inch in this model. That's roughly like 1573 cc's, so it's almost a 1600. So it has a lot of power. It's honestly like, it's pretty peppy. I love it. It's awesome. But yeah, we got like the stock exhaust on there, which I'm trying to work out, see if I can maybe snag Theo's old exhaust, throw it on there, either that or just basically drill out the baffles and then put in like these little thunder, they're called like, I don't remember what they're called. It's like Thunderbird, like DB killers or something like that. I'm not even sure, but it's like to put back pressure so you don't lose like your low to mid-range torque when you're like open throttle. So yeah, and then this bike also has the little key fob here, and that is going to be your alarm system. So it doesn't actually trigger an alarm system for like your horn, but what it does trigger is the lights. So basically if anyone tries to like steal it, the lights are going to be flashing and all that. And I do have a cover for the bike, and I've had it on basically since like the second day I've had it. One thing you might notice is that the seat is, I believe this is the stock seat, but it's like reupholstered. You can see here how there's like a divot that should be there and it's not. This thing is super soft. It's almost too squishy for my liking. Like, I don't know if they put like a gel pad in there or something, but it is insanely soft. Like, riding it back from, I bought this thing in Edmond. Riding it back from Edmond, oh my god, it hurt my back. Like, I was just feeling everything in the road, and man, I need to get like a harder seat for sure. Around town it's not bad, but I mean, that was like almost an hour ride, and I could definitely start feeling it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this up. Give you a little listen here. It's the stock exhaust, so it's nothing crazy, but there we go. I asked them if there was any issues with the bike that they knew about, and the only thing they told me is that they got a new battery put in from Harley Davidson because the bikes had been sitting for so long in their garage that they just they had to put in a new battery because The system wasn't, you know, the battery wasn't holding a charge. So let's go ahead and give it a little bit of a rev here. So it sounds decent. So there's actually, there's no tack on this bike, and I've been trying to fiddle around because Theo was telling me that I could do something here and pull up like a tack. But it doesn't really bother me too much not having a tack. It's not a big deal to me. But yeah, you can see the miles here, 13,422. So I bought it with 13,300. Yeah, so anyways, if you guys have watched my channel before, you most definitely know who Theo is. He's my buddy who stunts his Dyna. He has an 06 lowrider. He did like this little like clutch upgrade thing to where it made it a lot easier to pull in on the clutch, and like he can one finger it, and look at how easy, like I don't know, like I'm pretty sure that this bike like already has it on there. Because it was like a little bit of an older couple that had this bike too, so I wouldn't hold it against them by any means that they already put that on, which is awesome. Yeah, so anyways, like I was saying, I got the detachable windscreen and the bag on that windscreen, but in the back, you won't even believe this, they threw in saddlebags, Harley Davidson, like the hard, like the really good ones, saddlebags. Like it has like the key for like locking and everything. It's insane. I looked those things up, $750 just for the bags. Okay, but it doesn't end there. Also, they threw in a sissy bar, and it's a black sissy bar, Harley Davidson. Not only the sissy bar also, but the rear seat as well. So my buddy came over and he was like ecstatic over this thing, like he loves it. And whenever I showed him like all the extra things that came with the bike, he was just freaking out, and he was like, dude, we have to see how much all this stuff costs, because it's all Harley brand. So yeah, we went through everything on the bike. I think the grand total, counting everything that was visually, like that we could see visually on the bike, was right around like $2,700. Those of you that have been looking for a Dyna, or have, you know, purchased Dynas in the past, or even Harleys in general, you know that they hold their values pretty well. The Dyna for like an 07, like an 06 or 07, you're looking at probably 7.5 for one with a decent amount of mileage on it. So, you know, I did not have anywhere close to 7 grand. I'm sitting at like, crap, what was it, like I only had like 3,200 in the bank. And you know, I was just kind of looking around, and honestly I was looking for Sportsters, like an 883 iron, 06 or newer, for like the best price possible. So I hop on Craigslist, and which was the last place I wanted to look, was Craigslist, but I decided to hop on just to see what's on there. And sure enough, there was a post. When I looked, it was from 4 hours ago, and it was 2 Harley Dynas, 5 grand each. No joke. And you could probably tell where this story's going, but basically I was like crapping my pants. I was like, dude, there's no way, this has to be fake. Like, there's absolutely no way, because it was a 07 with 13,000 miles, and then an 06 with like 23,000, but they were both for, you know, cheap. And they said like all the stuff that I talked about, like all the upgrades and stuff, like the detachable windscreen and tank bag, or not tank bag, and travel bags and all that stuff included. So yeah, I texted them immediately, and it was like 9 p.m. and at 11 o'clock in the morning the next day, she texted back, and I'm pretty sure she thought that that I was texting her at 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, because I texted her so late. She was probably asleep. But basically she said like, hey, like we have other guys coming to look. Would you be okay with coming tomorrow? I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna like let some other guys go in and buy these bikes, because they're $5 grand each. Like someone could literally just go in and snag both of them, and I would be missing a golden opportunity. So I texted her back and I was like, sorry for the wind, if it's super windy, I apologize. But anyways, I texted her back and I was like, hey, since you have other people interested in the bikes, I want to come today and I want to look today, and I can be there in 40 minutes. And she texted back immediately and it was like, all right, like I'm here. And she sent me her address and I went there. Both bikes were out front, and yeah, so basically, man, this video is just dragging on so long. If any of you guys are still watching, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put how much I paid for this like in the title, the description of the video, because it's just dragging so long. I thought it'd be interesting to like wait, you know, and have it as a surprise, but oh my god, I wouldn't be able to watch a video this long. So anyways, yeah, so I go up there and they're super cool people. Like they're probably in their like 50s or so. So they're like, which one are you interested in? The other one had exhaust on it. Like this one obviously doesn't. But it sounded mean. It sounded amazing. But I was interested in the matte black. I'm just really fond of like the matte black paint on motorcycles. We're about to go. And I was gonna test ride. But unfortunately, the other bike's front tire was flat. And they were just like, screw it, go, just go. So I just took off by myself, and she told me, she was like, just go as fast as you want, as slow as you want, you can take off. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they really wanted to sell this bike. So I was like, all right, sounds good. And I only goosed it a couple of times. Like, I've ridden, you know, my friend's Harley. So I already know, like, you know, what to expect and everything, so I've also dropped his bike, so yeah. But anyways, loved it. It was super smooth. The only thing that's weird, and still weird to me, is the turning. Like I do a lot of wide turns on this bike, just kind of going in a little bit too hot and stuff. And these bars, they just don't help at all with that. So I go back and I'm like talking to the guy, and he's like, yeah, that's my bike. And I was like, oh, does it feel weird selling it? And he's like, not really. He's like, I had a stroke a couple of months ago and I can't ride anymore. He showed me his hand and he couldn't even move his right hand anymore, and he said his legs like barely even work. Like he can barely get around, and there's no way that he'd be able to hold up this bike. And I was like, wow, that really sucks, and I felt bad. So whenever we went to negotiate price, because they're like, so do you want it? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, so, you know, they wanted $5 for it, and I know that I could have said 4.5, like 4,500 for it, and they might have taken it, but I usually like to cut out, like, you know, like, okay, if I go this low, then they'll probably counter this. So I usually just try and go for like the counter, so that I can just get it done and over with, and like everyone wins. And so I was like, okay, 4,750 2-day cash. And they were like, looked at each other like, sounds good to me, and deal. So we shook on it, and then they gave me like all the extras, like all the extra goodies and stuff. And yeah, rode home. Oh, and another thing is, the other two guys that were coming to look at the bike, one of them was coming from Texas, and he was gonna pick up both of the bikes. But that's the story, and hopefully it wasn't horrible. Hopefully it wasn't super, I mean, it was super long, but oh my god, this wind is even worse, I think. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll probably be going back to Tulsa quite a bit over the summer break. I'm a senior at OU now, University of Oklahoma. Since I transferred from a community college, I got to do like probably an extra semester to an extra year or so. So I'm not quite done, but almost. Yeah, I think we're just gonna keep cruising around, enjoying the break in the rain, because it's been raining so much. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. For any of my longtime subs, I apologize for not uploading for so long, but hopefully this video tickles your fancy a little. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.